Hello, everybody,
YouTube.
and welcome to our channel. My name is Sam.
My name's Ryan.
And today we're here to give our opinions on other people's drama.
Hey.
It's one of our favorite things to do here.
What a great job.
And you guys seem to love it when we dive into this very specific subreddit on Reddit called AITA.
Soup hole, if you will.
Yeah, soup hole, so that we get monetized. If you're not familiar with the subreddit, it is basically a place where people share their stories, where they can't really tell if they were the bad guy in a situation or not, and they let the internet decide. It's always a great idea to let the internet decide about
Yeah, no,
things,
sounds
right?
like a recipe for disaster, and yet this sort of seems like the one place where everyone comes together and just judges people without anyone getting offended. It's actually kind
Absolutely.
of magical.
Are you ready for the first story?
I sure am.
Let's do it. AITA for walking out of a restaurant on my girlfriend. Can't wait. Girlfriend and I were having dinner at a restaurant when she got a text from her best friend who recently gave birth, and she said, OMG, she got a C-section. She works as a nurse, so she then explained to me the type of incision they make for that and how it'll leave a scar. I then, oh no, as a joke, said, at least she'll still be tight down there. My girlfriend looked confused and then said that was a weird comment to make about her friend. I then said it's a very normal joke to make, and then she disagreed. TLDR, there was some back and forth. I asked her to drop it, and she kept trying to talk about it. I said to her, "You're so insecure." And then she goes, "Does it make you feel good to call me that?"
I'm using that.
Does it make you feel good to call me that? That's such a good
I'm
line.
using that.
So then I got really frustrated, got up and walked out of the restaurant and drove home. She called me several times. I drove both of us there, but I was so frustrated and just wanted to get home, so I turned my phone off. She showed up at our apartment 30 minutes later and was really pissed, called me a soup hole and overreacted, and that she waited in the cold for 20 minutes for an Uber. Am I the soup hole for walking out on her and leaving her there for being frustrated?
Yes.
So this almost feels fake to me.
Honestly, what I can't stop thinking about is like, what were you thinking when you sourced this one? Because I don't have anything to say about this. I literally have nothing to say about it. Like, yes, they are the soup hole. Like, there is nothing redeeming about this. Like, I guess if I really had to try, I can understand that it's like embarrassing to make a joke that no one laughs at or that the person you make it to isn't receptive to. I make a joke that's untoward, which is technically my fault. I get insecure about making that untoward joke, which is technically my fault. I overreact to being called out for being sensitive, which is also my fault. And then I storm out and then frame it as she got pissed, she overreacted. Like, I just can't believe that no matter how hard I try to even find like one sliver of redemption for this person, I can't.
The reason I put it in here is sometimes I love a cut and dry case. Sometimes, I just love a simple yes. The other reason I put it in here is because I love to believe that this person hopefully looked at the responses to this, the 8.8 thousand comments, and used it as a mirror. The details of this post don't really lead me to believe that he's open for feedback, but I think the fact that he posted this, I'm kind of curious, and I wish this man lots of growth and humbling situations in his future. Next.
AITA for leaving my son's wedding after he denied his stepmom a mother-son dance. My son, Jordan, is 27. His stepmom, Natalie, came into his life when he was 16. His mom had passed away when he was 13. Jordan never really considered Natalie as his mom. He refused to let her get close and shut down every attempt to have a close relationship. He even moved in with his aunt months after Natalie and I got married. As years went by, they started reconciling and seeing each other more often. He invited us to his wedding, which took place days ago. We got there and the atmosphere was great until later when I found out that Jordan had denied Natalie a mother-son dance and instead chose his aunt to dance with him. Natalie told me this minutes later and I couldn't help feel irritated and quite upset. I decided to get up and leave and we both left. I got calls from my family after they saw me leave and Jordan called later and I told him why I did it. He got mad and said it was his wedding and that his aunt is basically a mother to him and said that Natalie shouldn't expect special treatment. I said it's not special treatment but a tradition. Besides that, he hurt her feelings for no reason other than for the sake of being malicious.
Oh.
He got offended and accused me of ruining his day and causing a scene. Now the family sided with him and said I shouldn't have left no matter what.
Anytime your reasoning for doing something is for tradition, this son clearly didn't do this with malicious intent. It sounds like the son pretty clearly explained that he's closer with his aunt. I fully agree that weddings should be done however you want to do them.
Yeah, parents really need to untether themselves from the conception that their child's wedding is about them. It gives me big, my son is the quarterback, so look what that says about me energy. It's just sort of like, hey, your kid isn't you. The success and failures of their life are not yours to either own, manipulate, judge, take offense to. I think that the dad is absolutely the soup hole here. I think that, like, everyone is entitled to their feelings. Natalie's allowed to be upset and voice that frustration, but you're also a grown-up. Like, your kid is 27. You're probably in your 50s and 60s.
The son didn't do anything wrong here, and again, everyone is allowed to have their own feelings for what they wanted to have happened or special moments that they probably wanted out of love and care, but the problem is the stepmother and father clearly didn't communicate that ahead of time in any capacity, and even if they did, the son is still allowed to say, no, Natalie, you're not like a mother to me, so I'm not going to give you a special moment of my day when I don't feel that way about you. The dad is the soup hole here.
Yeah, I think as a general rule of thumb, if your expectations outweigh your children's desires, that's bad parenting.
I also just think it's a pretty good rule of thumb that if everyone in your family is not siding with you, that's a moment of reflection for you. AITA for not letting my sister's boyfriend use hot sauce.
High stakes.
Every Sunday, my family rotates who makes dinner. One day, it's my wife and I. The next time, it's my sister and her boyfriend, etc., etc. With our busy lives, this day is important to us because besides holidays, we wouldn't be able to meet up and chat or eat without it. We come from an Italian family, but are in Canada. I take my food very seriously, especially Italian food, and double especially because my Nana is eating with us.
Double especially, great syntax.
Double especially. That rolled off the tongue.
Merch.
I spent all day preparing dinner, and when we sat down to eat, my sister's boyfriend is humming and hawing and saying
Hemming and hawing.
Is that what the phrase is?
Yes.
Okay.
Humming is going like this.
And saying my meal is missing something. He says he needs hot sauce and starts walking to my fridge. All I have is Frank's and sriracha. I like hot sauce too, but I don't dare mix cuisines like that. So I stopped him by saying I'd appreciate it if he enjoyed my meal as it is. He said it's no big deal, and in a way it isn't, but in also many ways it is. I told him at the very least that I have some Calabrian chili oil he can use, or dried chili flakes. Then it would at least still be Italian. He insists on the sriracha and I declined him. He escalated it and said he was going to go to the store and buy his own bottle and return if that's the case. And I said, by all means. He left, we finished up dinner, and we called it an early night. Everyone is putting their coats and shoes on as he returns, and he's pissed.
Let's just go over the grades again. YTA, which means you're the soup hole, NTA saying you're not the soup hole, and AH saying no soup holes here, and ESH, everyone sucks here. Those are kind of like the grades that people use generally on Reddit when dealing with these types of things. I definitely know what my grade is for this.
What are you thinking?
Everyone sucks here.
I agree. There's a piece of me that feels like, why really police people's personal tastes? Like, I understand how if food is really important to you, that can feel offensive. Like, I get that. Absolutely.
Yes.
But I also kind of feel like it's maybe not like a hill worth dying on.
Food is very culturally significant to a lot of people, and it is very offensive to be a guest at the table of someone's tradition and to, for lack of a better term, on the flavor profile or the job of the cook. If someone makes you dinner and invites you to break bread with them and you say like, this food isn't good and I want to make it better with other things from your fridge, like that's absolutely offensive. That's absolutely something that's going to hurt someone's feelings, especially if cooking is a labor of love for this person, which it absolutely is. But like, to literally be like, you cannot use what's in my refrigerator, and to put up like an actual hard and fast barrier is just sort of like ridiculous. I think that you can like have a conversation later about like, hey, that was really inappropriate, and like either you have to not do that next time, or like maybe we just shouldn't do this with you. Then on the other side of things, it's such a big deal for you that you're gonna leave the house to go get a hot sauce just to prove a point. Like, it's just sort of like, I feel like guy one is just like digging his heels in and proving a point that doesn't really need to be proven, and guy two is digging his heels in and proving a point that doesn't really need to be proven. And it's just sort of like, give him sriracha, decide that you don't like him. Yeah,
I really feel like that's where the story should have ended. Is that, okay, this guest did a really disrespectful thing and you told him that later.
I think that like he's in the right to be offended. I just think you can sort of be like, hey, that's really offensive to me, and it's like incredibly rude that you would not only knock the tradition but also the culture by insinuating that the food is bad and like you need to put cheap sriracha on this when I prepared it to like break bread with you and have you join this thing for my family. So I'm just telling you that like that's how you've made me feel, and if you're comfortable with living with that, fine. Here's some sriracha, like do whatever you want, ruin the meal, but like you've hurt my feelings tonight. That's like that's so much more of a mature way, because you're handling what the actual problem is. The problem isn't the sriracha. The problem is the sort of folkway violation, the cultural insensitivity that this person caused. And then to just like be on the other side of that and dig your heels in so far, like I said before, to like literally leave to go get hot sauce. It's just, I think everyone sucks here.
I agree.
Well, there you have it. Another successful AITA exploration in the books. We absolutely love doing videos like this. So if you guys enjoy it too, drop some comments, give this video a lot of love, and we're happy to do, what is this, part 2? A part 3.
Absolutely.
We can do a whole YouTube series. Just, revisit this premise every month or so.
Yeah.
Just judging people's lives. It's a victimless crime. It's so much fun.
If you guys have any other subreddits that you would like us to react to, please leave those in the comments down below as well. Reddit is full of endless possibilities, so please share some that you would like to see us react to.
And if you're a frequent AITA reader and you've found some stories that are just unbelievable, either drop them in the comments or you can join our daddy Discord and get our attention in there. We would love to react to them.
As always, be sure to like and subscribe. And we will see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.